I think people should be going here more to Intramuros. It's always BGC and stuff. Separate maglakad here eh. Lalo na pagkasama kita, Tim.
Grabe! What's up at welcome sa Pochoklak. Sa channel na ito, mahil kong sumuri ng mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad at magbigay sa inyo ng masabot kayang alternatibo. Marami pong nagsasabi na may hawig ako kay Tommy Tiangco at dahil sa mga nagsasabi na yan, nagkaroon ako ng konting interest sa kanyang YouTube channel together with Tim Louden na tinatawag na Tim and Tom. And dahil dyan, sinusubaybayan ko yung mga videos nila. But as of making this, yung last upload pa nila was December 5, 2025. More than a month na. So dahil namimiss ko yung mga videos nila, minabuti ko na ako na lang ang gumawa ng video tungkol sa kanila. At dahil dyan, sa video na ito, susuri ako ng mga sample ng mga relo ni Tommy Tiangco, Tim Laude, at si Daniel Te. Bago po tayo magsimula, kung gusto niyo pong komentan ko ang inyong relo o collection ng mga relo, please send photos of your watches or your collection of watches to pochoklak2025@gmail.com. And Tommy Tiangco, kung nanonood ka, baka pwede tayong mag-collab. Hindi na akong papaligoy-ligoy pa. Tara na! So, dito muna tayo kay Tommy. Ang kailangan nating tingnan dito, una yung dial niya. Let's look at the color of the dial na champagne colored yan. And then, the markers, they appear to be very thin. So, I think these are stick markers. Tapos, pag tinignan nyo yung hands, parang medyo matalas-talas. I think these are dolphin hands. Tapos, tingnan natin, at the 3 o'clock position, there appears to be a white bar. And typically, pag medyo mahaba yung display at the 3 o'clock position, that indicates a day and date complication. Tapos tingnan naman natin yung case. When you look at the case, I think the most evident thing is the size. I think yung relo na ito is mid-size and I really love this kind of sizing and I think that's good taste on the part of Tommy Tiangco. Tapos tingnan naman natin yung bracelet and the style of the links which look like 5-piece links. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Grand Seiko SBGT 035. So, very interestingly about Grand Seiko, it's the luxury version of the brand Seiko, parang Lexus sa Toyota. But in 2017, branding-wise, naging independent na yung Grand Seiko. So, the newer Grand Seiko watches from that point forward would have an independent Grand Seiko logo just below the 12 o'clock position typically. Kasi yung Seiko na branding na standalone, nawala na yan sa mga relo from that point forward. So Grand Seiko, I'm really happy to feature this brand. Hopefully I got the watch right kasi if I got it right, it would be only the second time that I'm featuring a Grand Seiko watch. Grand Seiko's most well-known watch, its most iconic watch at this point, I think, is the SBGA 211. So just for your reference, papakita ko din dito yung SBGA 011, which was the version of the Snowflake before 2017 para makita nyo yung difference pagdating sa branding. So, ang relo na ito na tingin ko suot ni Tommy Tiangco on the secondary market, I see it sell for up to $2,275 US dollars. Pag kinonvert nyo sa Philippine pesos, yan ay nasa mga 135,000 pesos plus shipping, taxes, and duties pa. Kasi I don't see this watch sell on the secondary market dito sa Pilipinas. You would probably have to import it. So, what's interesting about this watch, bukod sa brand niya, which is Grand Seiko, I think the movement, kung tama ang relo na ito, is a high accuracy quartz movement. But far be it from me to dismiss Grand Seiko's quartz movements kasi sobrang accurate nila and they really finish these movements with such high quality. So doon naman tayo sa alternatives. Spoiler alert, yung mga alternatives sa video nito, lahat sila magiging Seiko. At ito, ang alternative para dito, tingin ko, would be the Seiko 5 SRPK 91. So ang relo na ito, kaya ako napili primarily because of the size. This one is sized very closely at 37 millimeters. Sabi ko nga kanina, when I was trying to look at the details of the watch in the picture with worn by Tommy Tiangco, one of the things that stood out to me was the size. So, ang relo na yan, tingin ko sized at 36.8 millimeters. So, that's very close to the 37 millimeters dito sa relo na nire-recommend ko. Aside from that, the champagne-colored dial, the Japanese heritage, and the simplicity of the markers are the main reasons I selected this watch. Concession-wise, so yung looks ng dalawang relo na ito, the Grand Seiko is very, I think, it's very refined in terms of styling. While the SRP K91, it's a bit more rugged. I think it's a bit more flexible that way. It's just a tad bit sportier. And movement-wise, the movement here is a mechanical movement, not a quartz movement. And for some people, they do prefer mechanical, so you might prefer this watch. But in terms of accuracy, dyan lumalabas yung concession, no? Because this watch is way less accurate than the Grand Seiko. So ang relo na ito, with those concessions in mind, it retails for 21,850. But as is typical with Seiko watches, pag binili nyo sila in person, you can get a discount. And so with this style of watch na tingin ko mas it's a more fun watch, I think you cannot really go wrong. And with these two brands with Japanese heritage, they make high quality products. You can't go wrong with either of these. But if you want to spend less and you want a more flexible watch, the Seiko 5 SRP K91 is a good choice for you. Bago tayo kay Tim, dito muna kailangan nating tingnan sa suot na relo ni Daniel, yung case muna. So the case shape is very familiar to us. And pag tingnan natin yung kulay ng case nito, it appears to be rose gold tone. So tingnan din natin yung strap na black rubber strap. Tapos punta tayo sa bezel na yung insert niya, mukhang kulay itim yan. And then sa dial tayo, na kulay black yung dial niya. And there are huge markers here. And they appear to be dive style markers. Finally, tingnan natin yung glass. At the 3 o'clock position, makikita nyo na merong cyclops dyan or magnifier for the user or wearer to more easily see the date. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is the Rolex Yachtmaster reference 126655, which on this channel, I'm not shy about it. This is my Grail watch. But this Grail watch, it's gotten even further out of my reach kasi starting January 1, 2026, nagkaroon ng price increase ang Rolex. So, ang SRP nito before January 1, 2026 was 1,896,000 pesos. Yung bago niyang retail price, the most updated one as of making this video, is 2,119,500 pesos. And I think that's just bad news for watch lovers everywhere. That's an 11.8% increase. And that increase was probably one of the saddest news the start of 2026 for watch enthusiasts kasi ang increase na to was not just for Rolex, it was also for Tudor. And pagdating sa mga Tudor watches kasi na they are available in store more frequently than not, that's a huge hit. Nagkaroon yata ng 9 to 10% increase ang Tudor. So I think that's a significant amount for a lot of wristwatch enthusiasts. Pagdating naman sa Rolex, syempre the story is a bit more different kasi ang mga Rolex naman, they're especially like this one, they're typically not available for you sa mga stores unless you wait a really long time or meron kayong relationship with your authorized dealer. So, ang relo na ito, yung SRP niya na just above 2.1 million, we compare this to the secondary market price, which right now I see for a maximum of 2.2 million pesos. Suddenly, hearing those two figures, there's just an 80,000 peso difference, and now it just makes more sense to purchase from the secondary market rather than an authorized dealer if you're buying from someone that you really trust. Kasi ang liit na nung difference and these ones would be readily available. And that 2.2 million, 2025 example na yan eh. So it's quite recently bought, meron pa kayong warranty. So if you really trust the seller, I think if you're in the market for this watch and afford nyo naman, the secondary market suddenly becomes a good choice for you. Where I typically would not recommend going for secondary market Rolex prices, especially for something like the Oyster Perpetual, which is unreasonably priced. But you know, in spite of that option being available for you, syempre it's still an outrageous amount of money to spend for something like a watch. So if you just want an alternative, ang proposed ko sa inyo na alternative would be the Seiko SRPB 76, which I typically recommend because of the rose gold finish on the watch and the dive style. But in terms of the concessions naman, number one would be the materials. First sa case, ang case material nito is stainless steel. and is coated by something to achieve that rose gold look. So magfe-fade yan with time and with use. Doon naman sa strap material, it's using a hybrid leather rubber strap that does not feel as good as the Oyster Flex on the 126655. And the movement here as well will be inferior to the Rolex movement, and the finishing will not be quite on the same level. Malayo-layo yan, lalo if you have these two watches in hand to compare. You really feel the difference there. But nevertheless, ang relo na ito, the retail price is actually upwards of 20,000, but for the life of me, I could not find it at retail anymore. So, just looking at secondary market options, I see it sell for up to 14,000 pesos and good condition na yan. So, with the Rolex Yachtmaster Reference 126655 being so unaffordable at this stage, alternatives like the SRP D76 are suddenly making more sense. Dito naman sa relo ni Timothy Laude, ang kailangan nating tingnan una yung case, so the shape. And looking at the case, let's also look at the crown, which is placed at the 9 o'clock position rather than the traditional 3 o'clock position. Let's also look at the bezel, which is bicolored green and black. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, think of this a Rolex GMT Master Reference 126720 VTNR, nicknamed the Sprite. So this watch comes in two variations, the Oyster bracelet version and the Jubilee bracelet version. And I think just based on this photo, it's probably the Jubilee bracelet version of the watch. Sinasabi ko naman lagi sa channel na ito, this GMT complication is really my favorite complication. Pero personally, I'm not a fan of this watch because of the position of the crown. Kasi right-handed ako Siyempre, biased ako with the crown being at the traditional 3 o'clock position. That's why from the GMT Master 2 steel versions or steel variants, my favorite is still the GMT Master 2 126710 BLNR with the Jubilee bracelet. So, nevertheless, about this watch, it retails for 741,000 pesos after the increases nitong start ng 2026. But on the secondary market, I see it sell for up to 1.1 million pesos. So probably the most notable person who I think has worn this watch before would be Coco Martin. So hopefully hindi pa matapos ang Batang Quiapo. Ngayon, when it comes to the alternative, I think it's quite obvious for some of you, the Seiko SSK 035, which I'm choosing because of the GMT functionality and the bicolored green and black bezel. Pagdating naman sa concessions, the placement on the crown here, it's not going to be at the 9 o'clock position, it's at the 4-ish position, which is still a good thing because it's not the traditional 3 o'clock position. So if you're into things that are not typical, this would be good for you. And then, doon naman sa kulay ng dial color would be green rather than the black. And then in terms of the quality of the movement, syempre malaki din ang difference dyan. But look at this watch, which retails for 26,650 pesos. And sabi ko nga kanina, if you walk into stores, you'd be getting this at a discount. So, it's quite far, and then you have gray market options there as well. And if you trust the seller, they can sell for way less than this. Some of them sell at 17,000. So those are good options for you as well. Just beware, and you're really buying the seller. So kilalanin nyo na maigi yung seller. Ask for Facebook groups to vouch for them if possible. And so kapag may tiwala kayo sa seller na yan, and even at retail, this watch, if you are interested in the Sprite look, this just makes a good alternative to the GMT Master 2 Sprite from Rolex. Ayun! Nakita na tayo ng mga sample ng mga relo, ng mga stars ng YouTube channel na Tim and Tom. At sa lahat po ng mga relo na tiningnan natin sa video na ito, ang pinaka-paborito ko dyan, the Rolex Yachtmaster Reference 126655. Alam nyo naman, on this channel, I've been very vocal. Talagang grail ko ang relo na ito. At doon naman po tayo sa alternatives. Ang pinaka-paborito ko naman, the Seiko 5 GMT Sprite. Yan ay dahil sa bias ko din towards the GMT functionality. I think it's probably one of the most useful complications pagdating sa mga relo. And especially for me, it's really useful in my line of work. Pero opinion ko lang po yan. Kung iba po ang inyong opinion, kung tingin nyo meron pang ibang relo na mas angkop bilang alternative, let me know in the comment section down below. Kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na ito, please hit the like button. At kung trip nyo yung ganitong klaseng content, watch reviews, pagsuri sa mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat sa oras ng panonood. Laters, yo!